Apostle Miller here. You watching Straight Talk on Let's Talk. Hey, listen, thank you all for tuning in on Straight Talk. I know this is our first time out, but we got some serious things we getting ready to dive into. But first of all, I'm going to introduce myself and let you know. Most of you know me as Micaiah's dad, but hey, that's all right. That's just how things go. All right. And so since this is our first time, you need to know who you talking to. And so we got some questions here. We're going to dive right in and just get right to the video. All right. So listen, the first question is, what age did you get saved? Wow. You know, when I was thinking about this question, and it took me for a loop, you know, because we on Straight Talk. Straight Talk, we don't beat around the bush, we don't go around the corner and come back and ask for ice cream in a cup when we already had the cone in our hand. That don't make sense, right? So when I thought about this question, it took me for a loop, and it's no coincidence that we coming in on Father's Day, right? And then we coming in with Straight Talk, and this is the first question. So watch this. At the age of 24, I gave my life to the Lord. Watch this. At the age of 24, my father was murdered. I never thought about this. Never. At the age of 24, my father was murdered. But at the age of 24, I gave my life to the Lord, in which I was going in the same path. And when I thought about it, it just blew my mind. And so at the age of 24, I gave my life to the Lord, surrendered. I played around for about 3 months, you know, doing foolishness. You know, foolishness, you know, drinking, smoking, and driving in the parking lot, smoking, you know, then putting it out. You know, those type of things. But 3 months after that, I was done. And so I thank God for 24. Pentecost time in my life, I gave my life to the Lord. And when I thought about that last night, my father lost his life at 24, and I literally lost mine at 24 to the Lord. And so I thank God for that. Question number 2. What was your biggest fear when it comes to being a pastor? What was my biggest fear? And I think my biggest fear was really the weight. Carrying the weight. Not knowing what the weight was. Because I think a lot of times we see it, and people see this. People see this thing as like something luxury. You know, they see Creflo, they see TD Jakes, and they see the cars, and they see the critics and the sinners trying to lock people up because they got planes and jets for $65 million. You got me? And people think that's luxury, giving them love offerings and things. But pastoring is a weight. The Bible says that the government shall be upon his shoulders. They go call him mighty God, wonderful, everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. They told my Jesus, the government was going to be on his shoulders. And when I thought about that, I didn't want to fail. I did not want to fail. And that was my biggest fear. Because one day I was driving home, I'll never forget it. And as I was driving on the expressway, I felt the weight fall on me, and I'm not understanding what is this. And then God began to speak to me and tell me exactly, this is what you're going into. And I felt so heavy that I had to pull over, literally, on the side of the road, and I was literally under the steering wheel, because it was so heavy, and I cried for at least about 30 minutes. I just cried, boo-hoo, on the side of the road crying because I did not want to fail because I felt the weight. Got me? And so that's a heavy because it's actually instant death. You know? Because when you fall on the weight, that's instant death. It's crushed. It's like you're being crushed. You see? And so, Pastor, it's not easy. And I saw it with others, you know, that were pastor, and I saw it wasn't easy for them. Some, you know, got to give your monies in to make sure the bill's paid before anybody else. You know, a lot of people never saw TD Jakes when he had 50 people, you know. And they saw that. They just see this man and, get ready, and that's all they saw. But they didn't see the 50 people riding around in one jitney bus with little roaches and things. They didn't see that. Didn't see that. So, but really, fear of failing because of the weight was my biggest thing coming into pastor. All right, so number three. I put up 2 fingers, right? 3. Okay, so what's one thing that you are looking forward to later on in life? Looking forward to something later on in life. As if I already got it, right? So I don't know if that's a trick question or that's actually a real question. So what am I looking forward to later on in life? And I would say I'm looking forward to my family, right? My daughters, my sons are doing ministry, just God maximizing their lives, and I'm sitting down and proud in the audience, and then they say, just want to thank God for my father. He's in the audience. So stand up, Dad. That's what I'm looking forward to. They got their spouses, you know, and we're all traveling together, doing the things of God. I think that is something that I'm looking forward to. I think if that, well, I ain't gonna say think if, when it happens, I believe I would have done something to impart not only to just a generation, but to a generation of a generation, because they have seeds. I know they're gonna impart the same thing. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. Seeing my children and those that we carry in ministry, our spiritual children, those that are impacted by us, whether it's across the world. Matter of fact, Straight Talk. I'm looking for Straight Talk to be one of the epic centers of Let's Talk. One of the side pieces of Let's Talk. I mean, big and major. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Straight Talk just being a big corporation with multiple streams of avenues of young people making a difference. And I think we're on the right track. So that's what I'm looking forward to. A lot of things will happen. But at the main point, I want to see lives change. Period. And impact. Make sense? All right. All right, so here it is. Let's see. Number 4. How do you balance ministry life and your personal life? Now, that's a question I believe that it's not a simple answer for me. Not a simple answer for me, because I think ministry. How do I balance? I really don't understand it. I really don't. I hear it again. I hear it, but I don't get it sometimes, because if God called me, right, and called me to bring forth a perfection to His people, then that's my life, right? And if He married me with this, and we all came into it together, then to me, automatically, that's their life. At least that's my family. I can't speak for nobody else. But ministry is our personal life. Because there's nowhere we go that we don't impact people. There's nowhere we go we don't help someone. There's nowhere we go somebody not being encouraged. So it's like even on vacation, you're witnessing, you're sharing your faith. That's what we are, living epistles. So our personal life literally is a part of ministry. You see, the same people we see in ministry, the same people we see here and there. And we, do good to all men. So it's not a hard thing for us. Definitely not for me. It's not a hard thing because this is my life. I look forward to it. I look forward to helping people. Watch this. I've been lied on, beaten, scandalized, talked about, rehired, robbed, cheated, everything else before I give my life to God, right? I've been misused, abused, and even confused. I've been all these things. So it's like if I was already in the world dealing with this stuff before God, because came in 24, remember that? 24, and I think I did everything in the book except rob, steal, and kill. Now you figure the rest, right? So I did all this. I did everything. I got hurt. I got heartbroken. I've been beaten. I've been robbed. Gunpoint. I suffered police brutality literally all my life, almost. So I know what's going on. So it's like I was on this side and taking all this hell for free with no promise, right? And so now I'm on God's side now. That's a good trade-off. I got a promise, right? So that's my life. I lived this life and went through hell here. And the Bible says ain't nothing new under the sun. So that same stuff came over here. What am I supposed to do? So my personal life is balancing my ministry. Because ministry life is my life. I wake up with ministry on my mind. Why? Because my wife working with me, my children working with me in ministry. And the funny part about it, even though my mom is miles away, she working too. I think she's the #1 post sharer on Facebook, okay? They got Facebook things, you can share the #1 author and all that. She's the #1 sharer. So what else can I ask for, right? So I balance it because I have a perspective. And the perspective is, that's my life. That's what I do. Do I get burned out? No. Do I get aggravated? Yes. Do I get itchy? Yes. Some people make me mad. Oh, yes. But they did that before. So I saw no difference. And as a matter of fact, I think that's what I told God. I say, if I pledge fraternity, oh my God. You know what happened in fraternity. Okay. If you don't know, then ask somebody. Because I can't tell you on here for fear of repercussions. So I did all of that stuff. So if I could do that, then what? What else can I give up? Make sense? All right. I hope I answered the question. But the bottom line is perspective. It's how you see it. I still have my own personal time. I still have my own love time. Still have my own play time. Still have these times. Nothing changes. I just have ministry on my mind. And when I want to be with my family, I'm with my family. Hello, we have fun. It's just a part of life. Because we the church. It's not about this build. It's not about the buildings. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with personal life, ministry life. I know how to understand this for God, this for me, this for whoever. But at the end of the day, all of it is for God. In my perspective, because I was bought with a price. And for over 22 years, that perspective kept me from being burned out. Kept my family from being torn apart. Kept my family from feeling ridiculed and feeling abused and feeling like we were mistreated and people didn't appreciate us. We that woe is me state. We didn't have that. No matter what happened in our life, we took the licking and kept on ticking. Why? Because all things don't work together. Nothing new under the sun. And the rain on the just as well as the unjust. So if that's what the word of God said, I'm going to believe God's word. So that's just that perspective. And when you get perspective, things change. Because why? The glass is always half full. Why? Because you got a promise. You know what I'm saying? All right. So here we go. So that is what number that is? 5. And kind of let you know I might have failed math here and there. So here it is. Number 5. If you were not a pastor, what profession would you choose? Now, I don't know how the question is formed or shaped. So let's just say, let's clear this up first, because I'm a person of words. A pastor is not a profession, even though there are professional pastors. Right? So we're called into an office to be a steward over the inheritance of God, right? To perfect them, to help them become perfected along with the rest of the gifts of the body, right? Okay, so that being said, if I was not a pastor, if you want to know the truth, let's just be, straight across the board for the question's sake. I believe, now this is me talking, I believe I would have been dead. That's what I believe. If I was not a pastor, I would have been dead. Because I truly believe that my life is dependent on my call. So I take my call serious, right? But now, what I wanted to do in life is a bunch of stuff. They call me like I'm a utility placer, jack of all trades, if you will. I'm always across the board, trying to figure out plenty of things. But let me just, before I became a pastor, my strong suit was always in network marketing and investing. That's where I really put my time in investing, right? But I really wanted to be a firefighter. That was my dream thing. I wanted to be a firefighter. Out of all things, I wanted to be a firefighter. Didn't happen though. It did not happen. And they got a hard test too. That's a hard test. Boy, that's a hard test. I really, let me pause. I digress. Y'all asked the question, so I'm gonna talk how I want to talk. I remember taking the test, and they had to crawl through all these obstacles and stuff like that, and they had you in this dark hole, and I was so tired. Because it's a maze, trying to see if you're claustrophobic. People was crying, let me out. I was going through this hole. Maze, dark. You can't feel, you crawling, you jumping, you diving, you rolling, you can't see, you gotta feel your way around, and you don't know when the hole gonna end, the little tunnel gonna end. And so I was so tired, man, and I was feeling, I said, listen, I need 20 seconds. So I laid down and rested. Taking the firefighter test. I laid down and rest in the dark tunnel. I'm pretty sure them people was like, where's this man? I thought he was taking the test. Is he still in there? No, I did that and went through the end of the course, and I made the time by 1 second. I qualified and passed the test, the physical test for a firefighter for 1 second. Didn't get hired though. That sucked. But I think public service is a call, and so I wanted to be a firefighter. But if I wasn't a firefighter, the sister didn't get the call. Hello, right? I think I've probably been investing. Building and dealing with infrastructure and commercial things. Even though I'm a licensed massage therapist. All right, so here it is. Number 6. What is the backstory of Straight Talk and what is the inspiration. Straight Talk came from raising my kids. Raising my kids. And as a strong parent, right? As a strong parent, I knew my children didn't like what I was doing. As a matter of fact, I think Micaiah said on one of her episodes, her and her brother was going to run away. Is that true? Wow. They were going to run away. They were going to run away if I fuss one day. All right, man, listen, I'm going to let you know what the truth is. You don't get this. You don't care how you feel, you get this. Right? So, Straight Talk came when I became a little bit more passionate and seasoned in parenting. Because y'all got to understand, parents got to get a little bit more seasoning. Because we don't always know what we're doing. We only going by what we thought was good and what we didn't like and what we liked and all that stuff. So I felt that it was important to hear my children's heart. I wanted to know how they really felt about their parents, how we did things, because I wanted to understand. And what they were thinking, how did they perceive perception, right? Perception. So Straight Talk was born. And so I would sit them around and we just sit us together, not a structured set or anything. And I would ask them, before I say anything, I said, listen, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your hearts. You can say what you want to say. Of course, you got to be respectful now, right? And then whatever you say, it won't be held against you. I won't be mad, we won't, you know how people, they say, oh, don't worry about it, and then they hold it against you for 5 years. No, I'm not going to hold anything against you. I want to hear your heart. And so say what you want to say what you have to say in order for me to understand how you feel, right? And that's how Straight Talk was born, because they began to share, well, Daddy, we don't like this. And a lot of times you say we doing this and we don't do it. And you too hard in this area. So Straight Talk was born from there. And the inspiration came from that there. And birth here, because I believe there's so many young people want their parents, want adults. You look at all these riots going on. Look at all these riots in every city, in different countries. And some people feel there's no change. And I have to beg to differ. They're tearing up stuff. Now, of course, you got your opportunists out there, right? Doing stuff foolishly. You have people doing stuff purposely. And then, of course, you always have the enemy on the inside stirring stuff up. So let's understand this. Okay? Let's understand this. All of these things are going on with these riots and protests. The powers that be, y'all listen to me. The powers that be plays both sides. Play both sides. That's a nugget. So never think everyone out there sole purpose is to make sure the truth is heard. There's a pure sense to it, and there's a wicked agenda tied under it that you will not see. You will only need to watch the movement. I want y'all to be careful, because a lot of things are happening now because people never had straight talk. That's the inspiration. You have a lot of young people don't have answers. They were lied to their whole life. And now they're burning, tearing stuff down, talking about a community that they don't even own. So you're tearing up your own community. It's not theirs. They don't care. It's not ours. Pastor talking this way? Yes. Because I've been there. I understand. I lived this. And our parents lived it. grandparents. I'm second generation. I'm about third generation from a slave, you know. My great-grandfather was on a plantation. My mother was born on a plantation, literally. It just was a little mild. But there's young people out here now that are protesting the right way. There's people out there looting. They're angry, they're mad because there was no straight talk. They was telling us we're going to help, we're going to do this, and something else happened. And people say, you know what, I'm tired. We're going to tear it all down. Now, do I want everything tore down? No. I don't. But hey, for every action, there's a reaction. And we forget that. We shall overcome, we shall overcome. We've been marching in the 60s and a lot of other times. And these young people have seen the history books and the videos and documentaries of all of these ages and time. And when I came up as a young person in the 20s and stuff, all we ever said was, there's no way in the world we'll go through that. No, sir. Ain't no slave beating me and doing all these things. That was our mindset. My mindset was, grandma and them, boy, that had to be y'all. With dog? Oh no. They can't do that to us. That's how we came up. I believe that's why they stopped showing roots, you know. Stop showing roots. Because people's getting angry. Young people's getting angry. We knew the struggle, we were seeing the struggle, we were living it. See? So there was no straight talk. And you need straight talk. And when people don't have straight talk, the worst thing is resultant. And I don't care who you are. If you are a human being and say that when you can't get your way or when you're not being heard, you don't get angry. And all you're seeing now is a bunch of angry people who saw something that opened their eyes to hundreds of years of mistreatment that was swept under the rug because we didn't have video cameras. Nothing new under the sun, you know. This ain't nothing new. But this was televised. Televised. And no media outlet can control it. Why? Because we connected by these little funny little gadgets called telephones. Telecommunicator modulators. Y'all got all of this because of one question. That's the inspiration of Straight Talk. What can I contribute to my young people and to people of my age and even older who don't have a perspective? I believe that I was put here to give people perspective. Because it's not always black and white. You see? You need truth. You need 100. Not say 100 and then when the shoe on your foot, well, you know, no. 100 is 100. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's what 100 is. That's what keeping it real is. You live by what you preach. You practice what you preach. You live what you preach. The just shall live by faith. We don't talk faith, we live it. If I never quote a scripture, you're going to see my faith by my works. That's why James says, faith without works is what? Dead. You talk, watch me walk. Yeah, so it's about perspective. I want change. I want young people to be able to have a voice. Because everyone won't ask you questions. They may not ask you the questions like you want them. And it makes smooth over them, sugarcoat them. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. Birds and the bees were taught at a young age in my own. Because they need to know truth. Because it's everything we deal with is a part of life. And if you make it vulgar, people will treat it like it's vulgar. If you treat it like it's truth and it needs to be understood, then people will respect it so they can understand it and run with it. And that's what I want. So I'm praying that the content comes out that not only will you be transformed in your life, but your mind is totally renewed or something totally different that you never thought of before. Because when we look at a lot of children, a lot of young people and parents, even to now, you heard that word, to now, were raised without fathers. I don't know what it is to have a father to talk to me, to tell me anything. Mothers are too busy working and trying to take care of home. And then we even have parents home, but they don't have time to talk. What's the quality time? Right? We're home, but are we spending quality time? And in a lot of cases, we'll say no. Husband and wives are there, no quality time. They talk, hey, how you doing? Boop, bop, bop. Say a couple of words, laugh, everybody go back to their own way. No quality time. See? And so we need to have perspective, and I think that's what I want people to have. I want people to be able to see the right things in the right way it's supposed to be seen, and not what someone else said, and not what someone else believes, but what it should be seen as. So, at the end of the day, I believe that God is orchestrating some things that we've never encountered in our times, we've never seen in our times. A total disconnect from what we understood. And we're seeing it every day on the news. Everywhere, riots, and things are changing. Whether we know it or not, consequences and repercussions are happening, which prove from the very words of "we shall overcome" someday. And so I believe that God is really gearing some things up to expose truth. To expose truth. And so that we can live in this life and not be afraid of who we are, what God called us to be. To live saved, to live strong, to live without worrying about being ridiculed and you have to commit suicide. Worrying about who don't like your post, so you got to delete it. Even when you make a statement, starting that is a problem. See? And that's where the world is. So our perspective is key. And that's, I believe, that God has put straight talk right in the midst of chaos, because there's been no talk. So at the end of the day, we are in this together. And so I want to thank you all for being here on Straight Talk. Let's make this happen. Let's get things done so that we can make a difference in the church and the world. All right? So listen, let's make it happen. Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. I shouldn't even have to tell you that. I should have did that a long time ago. I just learned it by listening to other people say it, and all these little buttons and people pointing and stuff. I never understood that. But hey, it's up there, it's down there. You know it is. Just hit it, click it, touch it, just like that. All right? So, thank you again. Apostle Miller here, Straight Talk, and a statement that you will always hear me say, that is the first time hearing today, you may return to your cause. Apostle Miller, I'm signing out.